Alright guys, this is going to be the final fight right here. I'm going to battle save before I do anything stupid here. Haha, take that. Range of 3, range of 3. You can't hit me because I got a range of 3. Yeah, I'm sure that was like a really bad mockery of whatever song that originally used to be. But yeah, range is only 1 and 2. For a goddess, that's kind of sad. You think she'd have a range of whatever she wanted. This is a big important thing right here. You have to kill her with Ike. If you kill her with anybody else, she will come back with 10 HP. And also she will heal her HP by a boatload each turn. I'm not sure if it's all the way or not, but you do want to take her out in 1 turn. Here's Judge. I still think the Cradley Lad thingamajig from the last fight was cooler, but that's just me. So here's what happens if you defeat her with anybody other than Ike. Yeah, she falls over like a wimp. I fell. And then you wait. It's over, it's all over, we did it. Now the people just make normal, yes. Wait, huh? And no, it's not like a game over if you accidentally kill her or somebody else. I just did it to weaken her. She comes back, gets 10 HP. Out of her 120. We defeated her, you defeated nothing. Mortals cannot defeat the... But we won. People out there need our help. General Ike, you can do it. Forge a new destiny for us. So basically what it's saying is Ike has to kill her. I originally thought it was anybody that was a main player, like Micaiah, Alencia, or Ike, but only Micaiah or Ike, because, you know, Alencia is not required for this. But no, it's got to be Ike. So whenever you rush forward, you get a cutscene, and don't think this is an instant kill. You can still miss. I grabbed the smash ball. Sorry, couldn't resist. But yeah, you can still miss here. I have missed before, because the hit's only 82. You can miss. I mean, I got her on the second hit, but you can miss, is what I'm saying. Hello, Yune.
Are you leaving?
But I believe it's for the best. This world does not need gods. We have always failed you. We made you weak. That's why we must go.
You don't have to leave. It's true. We don't have much use for the gods. But, well, you show us what we should aspire to. We need inspiration. You give us a reason to grow, to become more than we are. And if we don't have that, we're nothing more than statues.
Can you forgive me? What a pain I caused.
I don't know. But you have already forgiven us. How could we not? We are all family.
Aw, Ike, you ruined it with the cheesy line. Come on, dude.
Even when we disagree.
You're right. I will try. One time.
I mean, seriously, though, like, the inspiration thing was so cool, and then you ruined it with we are all family? Really? Come on, dude. Okay, I'll stop talking, I promise. I'm sorry. I love this song that plays right here. So yeah, after defeating everything, everybody's got to go back. So Micaiah and Soth need to go back to Dan and rebuild again. No, don't say hopefully. Priestess of Dawn, Micaiah, crowned 15th Queen of Dan. At her subjects' entreaty. You know what, since this takes a long time, and you guys can probably read it yourself, unless there's something important within the things, I'm not going to talk too much. Let me see if it says right here. Yes, right here. If Micaiah and Soth have an A-support relationship, then she and Soth will get married in this end part. It says husband, otherwise it will just say pillar of strength. There are other special ones, but I'll get to those whenever I get to them. This is one that annoys me, though. Edward was, like, one of our best units. And then he goes back, and he becomes a farmer. It's like, dude, you had the best blade work out of anybody in Dan, and you went to go be a farmer? Whatever. Anyway, so I guess I should probably talk about my overall thoughts on the game. Obviously, it's a fantastic one. It's really good. As, you know, Path of Radiance was good, and this one's good as well. I actually got somebody that commented and saying, thank you for making an LP that you actually enjoyed, because apparently, I don't even remember who it was, but, like, they made an LP of this game, and they didn't even want to, they just made it because they had done Path of Radiance, so they felt like they had to do it. But I actually wanted to do Radiant Dawn, because it's a really good game, and it seems like such a waste to play one really good game, and then have, in my opinion, an even better game, and then just not play it. I mean, this is a really good game. It's definitely a longer game, especially Part 3. But it's a fantastic game, you know, they bring new stuff into it, at least, like, you know, between this one and that one. I know there's dark spells, sages, in earlier Fire Emblem games. But, you know, they add in, like, the wolves, they add in the dark spells, you know, they add in all this new stuff. You know, new players, old players that you've seen before. You know, just, like, all that stuff. Right now, she's hungry, whatever. You know, it's just, like, all that regular old stuff, and then they throw new stuff in as well. So, you know, you've got that nostalgia factor from Path of Radiance, and you've got, you know, the new shiny effect from having it on the Wii, you know, all new graphic designs, details, all stuff like that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. If you guys remember what Toronto looked like in the first game compared to now, his armor looks completely different. His armor in particular. They did a lot better stuff with the armor and everything like that. But yeah, this is definitely a great game to pick up, especially if you enjoyed Path of Radiance, if you've played it. I actually played this one first, and I actually went back to Path of Radiance thinking, you know, Radiant Dawn would have probably been better if I'd played it after Path of Radiance, and I played it after I'd beaten Path of Radiance, and it felt a lot better, I guess is the right way to say it. It was much, I guess the story made more sense, probably what it means. There is more stuff to get. I mean, you actually can replay this game. It has a replay value to it, because, you know, if this is your first time playing and you beat it, you actually have to go back to get Peleus and all those other players that either died because you had to make them too, or, you know, you just weren't allowed to get them. So, you know, it's got, like, all this stuff to it that, you know, it's still a good game, it's a new game, but you could still play it again. It's not, you know, one time playing and then, okay, I'm done. It's not a game after you're done, you're just going to put up on the shelf and forget about it. I will admit, though, personally, like, this is kind of a down factor to it, that it is longer than Path of Radiance, so you will tend to probably play about half of it and then quit. Because I know my favorite parts are Part 1 and 2, actually. Part 3, obviously, is my least favorite. I like Part 4, though. But yeah, it's just kind of interesting there. But it's still a fantastic game. I do like this a lot. It's definitely a game that, if you're a big fan of Fire Emblem and you have a Wii, then yeah, I would definitely recommend picking this one up. It does get a lot harder in... it just gets a lot harder in the the harder difficulties, like on normal. It's pretty difficult on normal. And on hard, oh man, it's ridiculous on hard. I have not played hard. I have seen somebody play it though, and it was ridiculously hard. So, you know, it's still got a good level of difficulty, and now we have Kanagas talking to Ike. Really quickly, also more about this story right here. If you have anybody that died, it will say like killed in chapter or part so and so chapter whatever in whichever level, you know, whatever the level's called, like storm clouds from the first one on chapter 2 or something like that. I doubt that you actually had somebody die there though, but whatever. But you know, it's just like a really, anyway, going back to the game, actual mechanics of it all, it's still a good game. I'd say this is probably one of the quote-unquote nicer ones, but still has difficulty in it, because some of the Fire Emblem games, even on easy, they can still be really difficult for younger kids. But this game is still, you know, it's doable for younger kids, but if you put it on a harder difficulty, it still provides a challenge for older kids, which is really good, because a lot of games are either really, really easy for, you know, the older kids and they don't want to play it, and, you know, for younger kids, it's just kind of okay-ish, not really, really difficult. Or they're just ridiculously hard for little kids, and ridiculously hard even for the age group it's designed for. So it's just kind of weird that, I mean, it's actually kind of nice that you can actually have a game where it's not too difficult, but they don't throw in a mix where it's, like, ridiculously easy, because they do that with a lot of games. I'll admit, New Super Mario Bros. Wii seems a little bit too easy, and this game came out before that. New Super Mario Bros. Wii was too easy to gain lives, I suppose, and I know that's a completely different, you know, that's going from Fire Emblem to Mario, but it's true, it's like, it's a little too easy. This game's not too easy if you put it on a harder difficulty. It's got a good balance, and I like having a decent balance with one game, any type of game especially. As strategy games go, this is definitely a very good strategy game. I like this one a lot. It's designed for people that they think, but they don't think really quick on their feet. So, you know, it's a fighting game, but it's still strategy fighting. So you don't have to be like, you know, Call of Duty or anything like that running around the entire time. You can kind of stop and think, okay, so if I attack this guy, how can he counter me, and all that, you know, all that good stuff to it. So it's just really nice to have a game where it can be slow, but you can kind of run at it with your own pace. So, Tsunaki, you're my older sister, don't you? It makes sense. All the pieces fit. The goal of release. The goal is Yune's voice. It's true. Inside the tower, I heard the voices of many hearts, and I knew. So, yes, Micaiah is actually Tsunaki's older sister. But she's going back to Dan, because Dan needs her. Benyon has the Empress. And we don't have to worry about Lakin, because he is dead. So once they get back, they want to have a treaty. And that's basically what they do, is, like, you know, everybody forges peace yet again, which is really nice. One thing I gotta say I did like a lot about this one, too, is whenever you're actually fighting, like, whether it's with the background cutscene type stuff during fighting or not, they did a lot better with, I wouldn't really say it's kind of a mix of doing really well with the art direction and just doing much better with the graphic details that the Wii can do that the GameCube can't. Because, you know, the GameCube stuff always has this GameCube-y type look, kind of like Nintendo 64 always has that look to it. But, you know, it's got more detail to it whenever you actually show the fighting, whether it's, you know, only on the map or if it's, you know, the full cutscene type thing. Which is nice, because I actually really appreciate that. Plucky freedom fighter? Why would you call him a plucky freedom fighter? Whatever. What would I say is probably the best thing about this game overall? Probably just it's like the oldness of the game, and I already kind of went over this, the oldness of the regular weapons, plus new stuff that they didn't have in Path of Radiance, for example, Dark Magic. You didn't have a light mage you could use. You had, like, light enemy mages and light spells that you could gain, but you never really had a light mage for yourself in that game. That would probably be the thing I like about it the most. The one thing I don't like, I have to admit, because, you know, no game's perfect, the one thing I gotta admit I don't like is the fact that the chapters, I mean, it's like Chapter 1 and Chapter 4, they got really good length to them, but Chapter 2 is way too short, and Chapter 3 is way, way, way too long. I love this right here. Oliver followed his calling as a guardian of beauty by sponsoring many artists, especially those who depicted him. What a figure. What a figure. I'm gonna call him a fat something, but I'm not gonna say that on camera. Whatever. Oh, what else to say about this game? I know these things go on forever, these little cutscene things right here, and I can't skip them. I don't want to skip them, though. They're very long, I will admit. Tabarum, what do you have to say? I'm laying straight on to Serenus. Serenus, why there? The forest creatures are off limits for eating. That's funny. Yeah, have fun with that. Alright, I'm gonna run low on time, so we'll be right back with more of this stuff.